I am back with a proper newbie Booktube tag, newbie booktuber tag video. Get yourself a coffee if you don't have one. Coffee is delicious. So, why did you start this channel? I have no idea. No, okay, so I started this channel because I've been watching Booktube for a couple of years now actually. But one thing I did find on Booktube was that there just wasn't enough people talking about books that I like that included Australian writers, specifically Australian female writers. And there wasn't enough Australian accounts, well, that I'd found, and I still haven't found that many, that sort of talked about the same books that I really enjoy. I thought there was a huge gap in that area, and there's a lot of Australian booktubers, but not really ones that I feel super connected to. So I just thought I'd give it a go and see if I could maybe fill in that gap for other people that were after something a little more Australian female oriented. But in saying that, I'm not only going to post Australian female reviews and books, because I do read a lot of different things, but I just don't want to repeat what everyone else has done, you know. The Women's Prize for Fiction in the UK is really big, and all the booktubers I subscribe to talk about those books, and I think that's well and truly covered. Whereas things like the Stella Prize aren't covered that much. As far as I can tell, please do correct me if I'm wrong, because I just haven't found those channels myself. Anyway, that kind of covers the question, I think. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? This is a weird question to answer. Unique, well, like I said, I haven't found anyone similar to me on Booktube yet. So yeah, I guess I'm bringing a late 20s female who likes to read a lot and lives in Fitzroy in Melbourne and really likes to try and push forward writers that haven't been recognised enough, which is pretty much anyone that isn't cis, white and male. And please note, I do still read books by cis white males. I don't have anything against them. I just think they've been in the spotlight for a long time. Yeah, I just think there's things that really need to be pushed to the front and talked about and given a platform. Question 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Definitely meeting new people and sharing my loved books with people so that, like I said earlier, Australian writers, especially Australian female, non-cis male writers, can really get some recognition, especially overseas. I know it's quite hard to get some books that I love that are Australian overseas, but I'm hoping I can maybe do some giveaways and help to spread those books around. Sharing writers that haven't been recognised enough in the mainstream media, or on Booktube, or on Instagram, or, you know, social media in general. Why do you love reading? That's a difficult one because there's so many reasons I don't know where to start. I love reading because it is comforting, it is an escape from reality, it keeps my mind occupied. I have quite an intense, busy mind, or helps me to just sort of center myself, and it doesn't even matter if the story is a really intense murder mystery. Somehow it still manages to ground me and take me out of my silly thought patterns, I guess. I love reading because it's someone else's creativity and mind and brain. It's sort of looking into the way they see the world, or yeah, I'm fascinated by writing. I love it so much. I fall in love with writers quite often, and I hope one day I can maybe write something, but that's a long way down the track, maybe when I'm old and grey. Yeah, I just love reading. Oh look, here's my dog. I wonder if you can see her. Toonie! Hey Toonie. What book or series got you into reading? Well, probably the same answer as everyone on Booktube, but it would be Harry Potter. When I was really young, trying to think of when Harry Potter was originally published. So I was 7. Actually, no, I was 6, about to turn 7 when that book came out. Basically, when I was growing up, my dad read me books all the time. My mum did too. I specifically remember my dad read me The Hobbit. This is actually his original book from, how old it is. And it has a little inscription here, from a friendly hobbit in 1974. I think this is so sweet. I love this so much. But yeah, my dad read me this when I was a kid, and I have really strong memories of him impersonating all of the characters and putting on the voices, and it's so vivid, the visuals of the story, still from when I was a kid, and I haven't read it since I was really young. I actually haven't read the book as an adult. I'm planning on rereading this sometime soon. The first series probably was Harry Potter that I read by myself. I'm sure I read lots of other books around the time, but yeah, that was the first one that I sort of read alone and loved, fell completely in love with it. You know, I was the target market. Yeah, so Harry Potter series is very close to my heart. I am a Ravenclaw. So, just gonna say that. But yeah, after Harry Potter series, Del Toro's Quest was another series that I got into. That was published in 2000, I think. So I was about 10 when that came out. And I think I only read a few of those books before I sort of went through a phase of being a bit embarrassed by reading in high school, and kind of stopped for a while, which is really sad. I guess that's what happens in high school. You try and fit in and act like somebody that you're not. But we get past it, don't we? And here we are. What questions would you ask your favourite booktuber? I don't really have a single favourite booktuber. There's a bunch of them that I think are excellent and interesting, and I still watch their channels a lot. I don't really have any specific questions that I would ask them. Yeah, they're all so different, and I think they're all quite open and honest with their channels anyway, so a lot of the things I'd be interested in knowing, they kind of already talk about it, like how they have reading slumps, and yeah, and how long it took them to gain traction with their followers, and all of those types of things are kind of already spoken about quite openly on Booktube. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? First of all, I think gaining any subscribers when there's so many amazing booktubers out there, and there's so many people that are now trying to start channels. I'm not really focused on getting anywhere, but it's definitely not easy to be seen when there's so many people doing, you know, similar kind of videos. So I guess sort of pigeonholing myself is something that I might end up doing. I have to be wary of that, and also not putting expectations on myself to read too fast or too much. I sort of already have this huge to be read pile that is getting a bit overwhelming, so yeah, I have to be wary of that. But I'm not too worried, honestly. I don't think that I expect anything from myself or from the channel, or yeah, I think I'm just kind of going with the flow at the moment, which is good. The only thing I really wanted to do this for was to make friends that are interested in the same things as me, and maybe share books with people that haven't already read them. So if I'm doing those two things, then I am happy. It doesn't matter what happens. If I have 20 subscribers for the rest of my life, that's fine, as long as I can sort of influence some people to pick up things that they may not have read before. So that is all from me. For now, I will love you and leave you. Thanks for watching. Yeah, see you soon. Bye guys.